150,000 people per weekend, or 15 million people per year, visit an area equivalent to 68 football pitches or 158 hectares that houses more than 530 species of plants, as well as 350 of fauna. That place is the Ibirapuera Park in São Paulo, and it is more than just a green oasis in the middle of concrete jungle that is this big city. Hi, my name is Anna, and here on this channel we speak about everything related to food, culture, architecture, and much more in Brazil. Come with me as we explore this beautiful country together. The Ibirapuera Park was created in 1954 due to the 400-year anniversary of São Paulo. Today I will be telling you more about this park that not only has what every other park, but it also houses a very important cultural circuit for the city of São Paulo. In this video, I'll be telling you more about the Ibirapuera Park, how to get there, working hours, what you have to do there, and most importantly, is it safe to be there? So first, how to get there? The easiest way is by car, whether it's your own private car, rental, a Uber or taxi. There are not really any metro lines that are very close to any of the entrances of the park. The closest one is in the purple line called AACD Servidores, and it's about 15 minutes walk until the gate number 5 of the park. My suggestion is that you take a car there, probably a Uber or a taxi if you're a tourist, or if you're going with your own car, there are parking spots at gate 3 and 7. So what to do there? Obviously, you have stuff to do like every other park. You have sports courts like soccer and basketball courts. You have running paths with the distance signs around the trail. You can bicycle, skate, roller skate, or you can just leisurely take a walk, have a seat in one of the many benches, read something, or have a picnic by the lake. If you decide for biking, which is something many people do, you can always rent a bike or a tricycle. There are many spots around the entrance gates where you can find the green bikes and rent one of them. You also have playgrounds for your kids. And lastly, if you don't feel like walking all the distances around the park, you have what is called Ibiratur, which is kind of a little golf cart, one of the big ones, and they will just take you around and stop at the main spots, and it costs 15 reais and you can use it for the entire day. Now, this is just the basic stuff you can do in a park, but what I think is really interesting in Ibirapuera Park is that you have a very extensive cultural circuit. So let me tell you about most of them here. You have the Oscar Niemeyer Auditorium, where you see some of the plays and events available for whenever you're there. You have the Oca, which is the kind of flying saucer type of shape you see, and that's where they hold many of the seasonal exhibitions they have. You also have a planetarium if you like that. They are usually only working on weekends. There is also a Japanese pavilion with a Japanese garden, a meliary, I guess. Apparently it's slightly different. The apiary have bees with horns, and the meliary apparently houses species of bees that can't sting, so it's completely safe to be there. The Japanese pavilion house is said to have been inspired by the Katsura Palace in Kyoto, and they also have a little pond with more than 16 types of carps. I actually didn't even know you could have that many types of carps, but it was kind of fun to go there and spot the different ones and compare with the panel that was right next to it. You also have the MAM, which is the Modern Art Museum. This museum was inspired by the MoMA, Modern Art Museum in New York, and it houses around 5,000 pieces of art. Right in front of it, you also have a sculpture garden with many of modern sculptures being shown there. And speaking of sculptures, you also have some monuments that are all over the park, but I wanted to bring your attention to two of them that I find really interesting. One is the obelisk, which is this gigantic thing you can see right in front of gates 1 and 2, and I find it really impressive just to look at it for the sheer size and just how tall it looks. The other one is the Monumento às Bandeiras, or the Bandeiras Monument, which is that famous sculpture that you probably have seen that if you've seen anything about São Paulo. That one is housed in front of gate 9. Both the obelisk and the Bandeiras Monument are outside of the park, but it's literally just crossing the street right in front of the gates. You also have the Bienal Foundation, which is just a place where they house events, the most famous of them being, of course, the Book Bienal. You also have what I think is one of the most pretty ones from the outside, museums, which is the Afro-Brazilian Museum. The name is self-explanatory. It tells the history of Brazil through the object based on both the African and the Brazilian cultures, and it has over 6,000 pieces if you want to check that one out. All of these museums have different opening hours and different days where they are free for you to go in. For most of them, you need to reserve it on their website beforehand. So if you're interested in any of them, make sure to go to the website and reserve your tickets, even if it's for free before going. I'm going to put here a little table so that you can see which day of the week the museum you're interested in is free. About safety in the park. The Ibirapuera Park has been under a private park management company since 2020, and they not only put their own private security in there, but they also installed 50 new cameras throughout the park, and the register of crime is very low in the area. I believe it is very safe for you to attend there. I didn't see anything going on. I've seen security going around all the time, as well as some outposts for people to guide you and support you if you need anything. So talking about food, there are quite some cafes throughout the park. Most of them will be inside the museum, such as, for example, Le Pain Quotidien, which is the Belgian franchise, and you can find it inside the Oca building. But you also have some food stalls and some kiosks selling coconut water, some snacks, some drinks throughout the park, mostly around the gates, but honestly you can find them anywhere. You also have two main restaurants inside of the park. One of them is called Sabia, it's right next to the planetarium. It looked kind of a popular place for you to stop, have a meal, or maybe just a drink, a cafe, and then continue your visit. However, when I was walking through the part of the park, which is a bit of a forested area, I came across this other restaurant called Selvagem, which looked very interesting because they're completely surrounded by trees and it really feels like you're in the middle of a forest. The restaurant looked really nice and the menu looked very appetizing as well. Unfortunately, I had just eaten, so I didn't really try anything, but maybe next time I'm in the park, I will go and try that. They say in their website that they offer Brazilian cuisine, so that might be a good option for you to try and have lunch if you're around there, or even dinner, because the park works from 5 in the morning until midnight every day, and most of the kiosks and the restaurants will be open until 8 or 10, and I think this specific restaurant, Selvagem, is open until 11:30. You can see everything that I'm talking about here in the app of the park management. By the way, this is not sponsored, I just wanted to tell you about Ibirapuera Park because it's a very big attraction in São Paulo, but since it's managed by a private company, I guess I need to speak about them. You can download their app and they have an interactive map. If you have internet connection when you're there, you can use their map to see the fastest way to get to the attraction you're looking for, as well as some extra information about the park and the gates. So as you see, Ibirapuera is more than just a park, it's also a cultural center. It is beloved by most of the Paulistas, the people that are from São Paulo, and I think you will also love it once you visit it. And if you are in São Paulo, you probably will want to visit the Paulista Avenue, which is perhaps the most famous attraction in the city. If you're interested in knowing more about that, I have this other video here that you can check out to see all the attractions that are available in the Paulista Avenue, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!